Have you ever wondered why certain behaviors persist, even when you know they're harmful? Could it possibly be a response to trauma? Welcome to a deep dive into the human psyche, where we unravel the connection between our behaviors and past traumas. Trauma, an emotional response to a distressing event, has a way of embedding itself into our behaviors, often without us realizing it. These behaviors, while seemingly harmful or even self-destructive, are actually our mind's unique way of coping with the pain that lingers from those distressing experiences. They're commonly known as trauma responses, and they come in many forms. In this exploration, we're going to venture into the realm of 5 such behaviors that are surprisingly trauma responses. We'll be discussing denial, hypervigilance, self-isolation, substance abuse, and self-sabotage. Each of these behaviors is a reflection of an internal struggle, a silent battle against the ghost of our past, but by shedding light on them, we can start the journey towards understanding and healing. Stay tuned as we unpack these behaviors one by one. First on our list is denial, a common yet destructive trauma response. Denial operates as a defense mechanism, a subconscious refusal to accept reality. It's a psychological barricade against painful truths. While it might seem like a short-term sanctuary, it's a harmful behavior. Why? Because it prevents us from confronting the trauma, halting healing and growth. Imagine refusing to acknowledge a wound on your arm. It won't heal itself, would it? Likewise, unaddressed trauma festers. Denial, while seemingly protective, can lead us down a path of self-destruction. Next up is hypervigilance, a state of constant alertness born from trauma. Imagine being on edge every second, scanning your environment for potential threats, even when there are none. This is hypervigilance, a survival mechanism that kicks in during traumatic experiences. It's like being stuck in a perpetual fight-or-flight mode. But why is it harmful? While it serves to protect us, living in constant fear can be exhausting and debilitating. It can lead to anxiety disorders, insomnia, and even physical health issues. Hypervigilance, though it may keep us safe, can also rob us of peace. Now let's talk about self-isolation, a lonely trauma response. This behavior manifests when individuals, in an attempt to protect themselves, create a barrier between themselves and the world. It's a fortress of solitude, but not the Superman kind. It's harmful because humans are social creatures. We thrive on connection, on shared experiences. When we isolate, we starve ourselves of these vital human interactions. It's like telling a plant not to need sunlight. It might survive for a while, but ultimately it will wither. Self-isolation, while offering an illusion of safety, can lead to loneliness and depression. Fourth on our list is substance abuse, a dangerous escape from trauma. This behavior often materializes as a coping mechanism, a misguided attempt to dull the pain of past experiences. But why is it harmful? Substance abuse, whether it's alcohol, drugs, or prescription medications, can lead to a host of health issues, from physical ailments to mental disorders. It's a temporary escape, a fleeting relief that masks the trauma but doesn't resolve it. In fact, it often exacerbates the underlying issues, trapping individuals in a vicious cycle of dependency and despair. Substance abuse, though it might numb the pain temporarily, can destroy lives. Lastly, we have self-sabotage, a destructive reaction to trauma. Self-sabotage is essentially the act of undermining our own efforts, often out of fear, anxiety, or a sense of unworthiness. It's harmful because it prevents us from reaching our full potential and achieving our goals. Picture someone repeatedly starting a diet, only to binge eat after a few days, or an individual who consistently avoids applying for promotions despite their qualifications. Self-sabotage, while it may seem like a form of control, can hinder growth and happiness. Now that we've explored these harmful behaviors, let's bring it all together. We've delved into 5 seemingly harmful behaviors that, on closer inspection, are actually responses to trauma. First, we discussed denial, a defense mechanism that can lock us into a cycle of avoidance and repression. It's a way of ignoring the problem, but it doesn't make it disappear. Next, we examined hypervigilance, a state of heightened awareness that keeps us in perpetual fight or flight mode, exhausting our mental and physical reserves. Our third point of exploration was self-isolation, a behavior that can provide temporary relief, but ultimately leads to loneliness and disconnection from the world around us. The fourth harmful behavior we discussed was substance abuse, a dangerous path that promises escape but instead deepens the emotional wounds we're trying to heal. Finally, we touched on self-sabotage, a behavior that keeps us trapped in a cycle of failure and disappointment, preventing us from reaching our full potential. These behaviors, while harmful on the surface, are signals that something deeper is going on. Recognizing these behaviors in ourselves or others is crucial. It's a call to action, a sign that help may be needed. The journey to healing isn't easy or straightforward. It requires courage, self-awareness, and often, professional assistance. But remember, acknowledging these behaviors is the first step towards healing. Don't hesitate to seek professional help if you're struggling. You're not alone.